This is Sam O'Reilly for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm at the Matchroom show today. Umar Sadiq, how are you, sir?
I'm great, and it just felt a bit weird you saying for Boxing Social, because obviously you've interviewed me on other platforms in the past. But yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm getting used to being Boxing Social myself, but yeah, it's all good. So let's talk about you. You've been out, you've been active, you've been busy, you've been putting the wins together. Yeah, talk about your 2019 for yourself.
Listen, 2019 has been about the comeback. As a lot of people know, I took an L last year, October, and I had to afterwards revamp my team. There were reasons why I had to, and then I came back and I just wanted to be active, get back to where I was, and unfortunately there weren't enough dates with my promoter Frank Warren. So what I did was I boxed on the Frank Warren shows when they were available, and in between those I did everything I could to fight. So I was boxing on Steve Goodwin shows and more prior shows, driving down to Bournemouth to fight. I did what I could, and I had 6 fights in 9 months. Now at the end of the year, I rest for a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a week, and even that's reluctantly. It's only because my whole team, like literally even strength conditioning coach, everyone's saying you need to rest. So this week I rest, and Monday I'm back in the gym.
So you're still a Frank Warren fighter. You're still very much part of his stable. You just wanted to stay busy, get those wins under the belt, and come back. Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit around like most fighters do it, to be fair. But I'm not knocking them. Just we have different mindsets, and my mindset is I box professionally full time. Yeah. I left a very good job for this. So if I'm not boxing, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? I do model, but it's not the same. So
you got those cheekbones, Umar. That's what it is.
Come on, fam. The cheekbones, the jawline. You see. Yeah. So I just got out and boxed wherever I could, and I understand how it looks externally. I get people asking me, "Are you still with Frank?" The answer is yeah. I'm just a boxer who's committed to boxing, and my ego aside, I'm willing to do what it takes to fight. And I think for a lot of fighters, they want the big shows and the big lights and big stages and the TV and all of that. And if it's not that, they might not look so great. And I'm not knocking anyone again, but realistically, there are some fighters that box also for the image and for the perception that it gives to the wider public. Some people just want to be able to say, I'm a boxer. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. I'm someone who's intent on reaching the top of my game. And when you want to do that, you'll do whatever it takes, and your ego steps aside.
2019 was stay busy, get those wins, and it's admirable. It's very admirable because, as you say, that not everyone wants to do that. 2020, what does that hold for you? Are you looking to keep putting those wins together, or is it now strap season, as you like to say?
Right. So first thing, I wasn't just getting the wins. Man was letting the hands go in it. I was dropping them guys. 6 fights, 5 stoppages, and the one guy that went the distance took a damn beating, man. Like, so bad it was hurting my knuckles to punch him. Anyway, like he had a hard head. But yeah, so 2020, same mantra, stepping up, but I'm stepping up to do exactly the same thing. I want to make it very horrible for anyone who gets in the ring with me. And in the process, I think I'm going to have to get stepped up, because having to box in all these small shows, one of the things that became very apparent quickly, well not quickly, but towards the end of the year, was I had 3 different matchmakers trying to match me up for my last fight. And each one of them was coming back with the same thing: mate, no one wants to take the fight. So inevitably, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to get stepped up, because the journeymen are trying to get a payday the next week, So with that being said, and Frank has told me I'm going to have a big 2020, I'm expecting to step up. My first fight in 2020 should be exciting if what's been negotiated now goes through. If it doesn't, then definitely by the next fight after that. And listen, like I said, it's been a busy year, it's been a confidence building year. I'm dropping them bombs, letting them hands go, and 2020 I'm doing the same thing.
You were scheduled to box Luke Blackledge.
Yeah.
It ended up not happening for one reason or another. Zak Chelli is the blemish on your record. Do you want to set that straight? Is that important in your mind?
It's important in my mind as a fighter, as a competitive athlete. I want to set it straight, because it's well documented. I've said, look, I had everything go wrong for me that night that could have. So, of course, deep down, I'm like, listen, I'm better than this guy. Like, I beat him. Like, let's do it again. And I tried to make the rematch immediately after, but his team, they snubbed me at the time. What are you offering us? Realistically, I couldn't think of an answer to that. So I let him crack on, and I cracked on in my career. And it's still what I'm doing. However, he's taken an L recently himself, so that's brought him back down a bit. I don't know if this is public knowledge, but I know he's got a good fight next year that I wouldn't I would take as well if I was him. Basically, I wouldn't be distracted from. But ideally, immediately after that, we get the rematch. I'm very confident, basically, that the rematch happens in 2020. That being said, again, my focus is on becoming the best in the world. So I'm going to crack on my journey and keep stepping up, keep elevating. I've had 6 fights in 9 months. That proves it. I've had my last fight was an 8-rounder, and 2 weeks just before that, I had a 6-rounder. So the British Boxing Board are bound to take notice of that. And inevitably, I'm going to be fighting for titles, and it's either going to be that I fight Zak before those times comes, or I'm going to get ahead of him in some sort of rankings, and then I'm going to offer him the fight and say, this is what I'm offering you. So one way or another, the fight happens, and it's going to be a good one.
As of today, is there a title you have your eyes set on? I know you want to win everything, you want to be the best.
Yeah.
Is there a, as you look in the 6-month period maybe, is there a specific title that you've got your eyes on?
There isn't a specific, but there's a level of titles I'm looking at. So I'm looking at English title. Commonwealth would be nice. Lerrone Richard has that. He's a friend of mine. He's got the Commonwealth British and WBO European. At some point, he's going to need to vacate one of them or something, because man's out here trying to eat Lerrone, bro. But yeah, in short, it's like the English title, Commonwealth looks nice, I think, right now, and then the British at some point after. But then all these other international titles we have, WBA, WBO, Intercontinental, International, that sort of stuff. I'm looking at those kind of titles by summer, ideally.
Superb. But listen, as I said, I think it's very admirable going. And your name is now more synonymous up and down the country. You're not just a London boxer, Bournemouth. You're facing Bournemouth now. So no, congratulations on that. And I look forward to seeing you in 2020. Any final words, Umar?
Final words are, as Umar, let the hands go, Top Boxer Sadiq. Follow me on my socials, Top Boxer Sadiq, all of them. And get on my YouTube blog, guys. There's plenty of personality, plenty of information, insights of whole works. So get on that. Thanks a lot, Sam. Thanks a lot, Boxing Social. See you guys next time.